Right when you drive into our parking lot, you'll see a large-scale mural of the lion. And the lion is a very significant spirit animal for Leon speakers. It sort of represents the portrait of what we want to be. We like to take our culture on the road. So a few years back, we purchased a 1967 Airstream. When we hit the road right. And I consider the Airstream our mobile studio. Right when you walk through the doors of Leon, we want you to feel a different energy. We want you to absorb the culture and know that you're walking into somewhere where we're thinking a little differently. We like to be surrounded by the history of technology and how we got here. How did we get to recorded sound? How did we get to recorded video? When you think about where we are now, carrying all these things right in our pockets, it's pretty amazing to think how short that history was.
We have a really unique take on the world. We believe heavily in balance by design. Why do you create these products? How do you balance your passions? How do you balance the things that brought you to this industry and the things that brought most of us to this company, which is not speakers, it's music, it's art, it's life, it's culture. The Leon Loft is the cultural epicenter of Leon. It's where we meet as groups. It's where we have social functions. So it's really kind of like the heart, the center of Leon speakers.
Nothing exemplifies that energy like a Leon Loft show. So in the middle of the day, the factory shuts down, and we'll invite people from our community to join us to see completely private shows by the most amazing artists of the times.
Well, back then, baby, it didn't seem so strange.
Up in the engineering lab, we'll talk to a client about a vision they might have, working through visuals in the simplest form, a pencil and paper. From there, once we show the client and they approve the design, then we'll move it into mechanical engineering. Our mechanical engineers will figure out then, hey, is this feasible? Is it possible to actually create this? Then we go back to full-scale design for manufacturing, and that's when you'll see people really looking at every part of the product. Where are we going to source and get those parts? What can we do ourselves? What can we do in-house? That's where the true art begins. The heart of Leon is all about the fabrication and building of these custom audio products. It's something we've done for over 25 years. Day in and day out, I've lived this lifestyle, and I love the sounds, the cacophony of all the machines, seeing people focused on their jobs, taking pride in what they're building. Because every one of the speakers we're building is literally hand-built for an individual client. So it's not like we're making the same thing over and over. We're also using handcrafted components that are carefully designed and carefully tested. So when you get a Leon speaker, it's already been quality controlled, not only by one person. Everyone's empowered to make a decision. Does this meet our quality standards? State-of-the-art is a big part of what we believe in. We built an on-site hemi-anechoic chamber. Hemi meaning half the room is anechoic, which means without echo. So when we're designing and testing a speaker, we want to get very accurate measurements of what's coming out of that speaker. Even when you look at our customer service department, it's still an artistic place to work because there is so much creativity flowing in that room. We also love when people bring their own personalities into their workspaces.
You know, there's a lot of studies done about surrounding yourself with art and surrounding yourself with creative objects. Whether or not you realize it, it's stimulating your brain. It's making you more creative. It's making you think differently than if you were just in a gray room with cubicles.
When you think about how things are being made today, they're kind of designed maybe to be disposable. We want Leons to be built for life. A lot like the objects we talk about in the hallways, some of those objects are 150 years old and they are in perfect and working condition. We want you to come across a Leon 150 years later and find it in working, perfect condition. They're meant to really carry you all throughout your life.